Hi guys, as you know, last night we had the earnings of Nvidia. The results were well above expectations. Obviously, we had a nice pump. Right now, Nvidia is at 196.89, right above this resistance here, this previous top. We are on the daily chart. Obviously, Nvidia has also pushed up the Standard & Poor's 500, which, as you can notice, is inside this channel defined by these two yellow trend lines. And for quite some time, this channel has been working as support. We bounced exactly on the bottom, slightly lower, and we are coming back up. And regarding Bitcoin, we had a reaction on a Fibonacci level at $88,850. This is the BTC USDC chart. However, very similar to the BTC USDT chart. We went up a little bit, we touched $93,000, and then we came back down. As you can see, I use trend lines a lot, which work for me as indicators of resistance and support zones. I use them because by now, regarding Bitcoin, things are starting to work in a way very similar to the Standard & Poor's, which you know works very well with trend lines. I'll give you some examples. For example, let's take the ascending green trend line. I started from the beginning of this big correction that happened in May 2021. I took the second point on this top in November 2021, and by extending it forward, I defined top areas, resistances, as you can also see here, this one well-defined, and key levels matching the Fibonacci levels. If you notice here, we had a bounce that touched this trend line exactly before starting the dump that is annoying everyone. Regarding the Fibonacci levels, I started from the end of this impulsive move, candle bodies downward, starting from the body of the first candle, which was the beginning of this whole impulsive movement from top to bottom. And I defined these Fibonacci levels, which have worked perfectly, guys. They defined for me the exact top at $124,725 in August 2025. And as you can notice here, we closed the bodies of two weekly candles below this level, a signal of absolute weakness, which then started this dump that has been continuing for quite a while. One single green week over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red weeks, at least for now. The current situation? Great. As I was saying, we bounced on this Fibonacci level. We have a liquidity area corresponding with this light blue trend line. I'll show you where it starts, very, very far back. For me, it starts from December 2020, and the second anchor point is in March 2022 on these bottoms here. Moving forward, you can notice how it has worked perfectly as support since April 25, around $75,000, $77,000. We are getting closer. This could be an important support, I repeat. Also, because we have a liquidity area down here between $85,780 and the high 84,000s. A bounce here, honestly, if not starting from where we are now, a bounce here is what I expect. And the targets could be, first the break of this Fibonacci level, and then a retest of 96,000. Going up, we find this downtrend that you see here, also drawn on the weekly, corresponding with a Fibonacci level, the starting point of everything at 98K. Then we will go step by step. I will make update videos, but for now, the situation is this. Obviously, liquidity is missing in the market. The big whales have sold. On the other hand, though, there are all the accounts from 1,000, if I am not mistaken, to 10,000 Bitcoin that are buying. It is a somewhat unusual situation regarding Bitcoin's behavior. If we go on this chart, we can notice how this ascending trend line divides the bull market, if we want, from the bear market. Everything above is strength. Everything below is weakness. We had this bounce. We went to test this trend line, and we are coming down a little bit. Let's see if we have the strength to get back inside this zone of strength, which would make me hope for a rebound. Even a rather important one, that could bring us around $107,000, $109,000, as you can see here on Fibonacci. For today, that's all, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see each other very, very soon. Bye.